That was quick. I went back into the Spike Week chat, and someone asked about joining a Chihuahua. And so I've decided that we are going to do another one. Let's keep it going on a Saturday morning. All right. So where am I? I'm going to post this on Twitter. And let's see, I'm in the sixth spot again, which is right where I was last time. So I took lamb just a few minutes ago, and now we're going to doing a second one. So I'm on the clock, 9 seconds. I took lamb. We'll do Gibbs. We'll do Gibbs. I'm trying to get a little bit more Gibbs. So this is brought to you by the FFPC, my friends over at the FFPC. If you want to, for the first time, do a draft. Best ball on call. Can't see the board or you though. You will in a second. And you can comment as we go. Let me get me out of here. Share the screen. This is kind of a last minute thing, so that's why. All right, good. So you can see the Spike Week information has loaded. I don't know why it's not loading my BBM tourney. Everyone's at 0. I got to look into that. But you can see I have 23% Brian Thomas, 15% Drake London. Because of the way it works, I kind of update my teams on my phone. And then, am I up? 19. Ooh, AJ Brown made it. That's an easy one. All right. So we now have Gibbs and AJ Brown. And thank you. Call out to Best Ball on Call. Caught me live for once. I'm glad. Always glad for anyone who listens to me. So I need to get over to my 8 picks away. 1. Because it moves a lot with the Spike Week thing in there. So I'm going to get someone I like with my next pick. So you'll see I'll use my phone to kind of update it. It's just simpler to get everyone in the queue that I like for the next pick. 4 picks away, I'm going to get someone I like. So a guy from the chat named Steve the Dog. What team are you? The one pulling up Nico. All right. So now I've got to actually look to see who pulled up Nico because his name's Steve the Dog. So he started. Oh, we're pretty close to each other, Steve. I don't know if you're listening. All right. So if you do have comments, let them. You can pop them in. I check from time to time. I'm not going to take Chase Brown. I like Chase Brown. But I don't want 2 running. I almost never do 2 running backs. It's not the end of the world, but I'm going to go with McLaurin. I get that week 16 correlation. And but boy, that would, I don't do much Gibbs with Chase Brown. That would have been interesting. I think I know the PB millionaires. All right, so let me get ready for the next cue. I got 9 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. and then I'll refresh it. All right, there we go. All right, so we've got one running back, two wide receivers. You see with Spike Week, if it's red, it means it's dead. There's no correlation yet. Green, you can tell that it is. You can set your own colors. Everything about the Spike Week one is customizable. And the guy who runs the back end there is super, super willing to incorporate any good idea. All right, so Kittle was who I wanted. He went somewhere else. I'm looking at DJ Moore here. I could go with the Ted offensive. Not that I like him really, but you have to have some of a rookie wide receiver, number one pick. But no, I'm going to go DJ Moore. I think the narrative on DJ Moore is starting to switch. You also have that week 17 with the Niners, and I really like the Niners. Trying to get a Niner weapon in pretty much every draft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, I'll refresh. Give me a second. I'm going to send Steve the dog something. I don't like posting my draft, that I'm streaming on someone else's service. So I'll just message it to him. All right. Like DJM for week 17. Yeah. I've always been a DJM guy. I think he's the best wide receiver on that team. I think, you've got a coach who had some negative things to say about a player, but ultimately, the cream tends to rise to the top. So I like Walker, and he just went. So Ridley or Jennings is going to be the pick. I don't have a lot of Ridley. Jennings gives me the correlation. And I really like Jennings this year. I'm going to go with Jennings over Ridley in this draft. Get another week 17 get my first week 17 correlation, and get a Niner. So I'm very good with that. I'm now at 1-4. I would have very seriously considered Mr. Walker if he had been there. All right. Think I got enough people in the queue. Refresh, and you can see. I don't, I don't sit there and go like this too often. Olav is the guy that I would most want. I think I'm going to end up with Henderson or Connor, but we'll see who makes it back. I could add Judy. Not taking a lot of Monty this year. And then you hit kind of a cliff. So right after these guys, that's one nice thing about the 6th spot is you do get someone before what I consider one of the bigger cliffs currently in the draft, which is this is a Chihuahua. All right. So like I thought, all right, I'm going to go with Henderson. Oh, boy. I like Connor, too. This team, Gibbs is kind of inconsistent, and so is Henderson. I'm going to go Connor. If he's healthy, that gives me a little more consistency to go with Gibbs, nuclear upside in every draft. Let's look at Steve's draft so far. He's got a 1-3-1. He's got McBride. He's took one of my favorites, Waddle, Travis Hunter, and Nico. Pretty good draft so far, Stevio. All right, let me update. Now we're deep into the kind of the tier that I don't like here. 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see that I have, once the spike week pops back up, you can see I've got 27% Pollard, which is pretty high for that part of the draft. I like Pittman too. So I missed out on Hurts. I missed out on, so this could be a Caleb or a Purdy draft with the next pick. So I could stack Pearsall with Jennings. I've got 2 running backs already. I'm just really not on Jacoby or Shakir at ADP, and I can get that week 17 Shakir, week 17 opponent. I can get Kincaid. I can get Keon Coleman. I could get Ray Davis. There's a lot of options. I'm going to take Pollard. So running back's really strong. I can push running back for a while, which we're heading into the really good running back part of the draft. So that's not, but Pollard was an easy pick for me over who else was there right there. And Pittman might make it back. And it looks like I can go 2 picks. Caleb looks like he's been falling. I could also just take Justin Fields or Bo Nix. I would say Hero. Coming out of the second or third round with a running back most of the time. Sometimes I take a first round running back like this. And normally I push running back a lot more in drafts like that than I am on this one. But you got to mix it up a little bit. I've got Igbuka or Pittman, Coleman, all 3 of those kind of on the top of my board here. Get that 5th quarterback. And this guy pulled Purdy up because he has Kittle. Took him 14 picks ahead. And I don't mind. I don't mind not getting him. I'm going to take Pittman. Pittman's kind of my guy in this range. I mean, 5th wide receiver, pretty steady, was hurt all last year. I'm just not stressing stacking in week 17 like I did last year. I'm drafting my best teams and mixing in as much of that as I can. So I like Jordan Mason, but you know what? I'm not going to put him in. Kyler, who do I have? I have James Conner. That's why it's showing. See, Green for someone you could stack. Nix and Fields, I can back stack. Keon Coleman is an interesting pick here. Let's see what Stevie's doing. He took Josh Downs. I got Pittman. He took Kyler. Why did he take Kyler? I guess he's going to backstack Kyler. Oh, no, he had McBride. Okay, that was easy. Well, this is good. 5 picks away. Nix and Fields are both there. And I've got plenty of other stuff that I like. I don't have much Higgins. That I can backstack here. I agree. Very much agree. All right, I'm on the clock. Nix made it back. Fields didn't. That's okay. I really like Bo Nix this year. He's been dropping a little bit, I think, but pick 102, Bo Nix. There's not much Chiefs to stack him with late. I guess there is. Bashard Smith and Royals, and Hollywood's still coming. So 1, 2. Let's refresh this thing. All right, so 135. Not a lot of week 17 stuff. Not a lot of no stacking yet. Ingram went. That would have been a no-brainer had he slipped. Caleb is there. That would give me my second quarterback, and I could be done at quarterback. That's not a bad thing. And this guy's been sniping me. And he's got Dunze. All right, well, that makes sense. All right. I'm going to YOLO this. Take Drake May, guy I really like. So I've got a quarterback room I really like. I've got no stacking and no week 17. There is options to do that later. But because I took 3 running backs earlier than I normally would if I take a first-round running back, I've got 5 good wide receivers. We're heading into the tight end sweet spot. So I should be okay here. Let's see, Ramondre, Dobbins. No, not with him. All right, so I got plenty of people in the queue that I like for this next pick. Not a big Tyler Warren guy at ADP. He has to slip a bit for me. Steve got Stroud to go with Nico and Hunter. That was nice. He's got a good little team going here. Certainly more correlated than mine. Well, I guess I'm pushing tight end a little bit more. Mr. Spears, come on down. So now I've got Pollard and Spears together. I think that is one of my favorite stack cuffs in a long time. Both of them can pay off ADP very well without an injury. You can get an injury And ideally, you could have a huge week 16 from one of them, and that guy gets hurt at the end, and the other guy comes in week 17 and has a huge week. So running back's looking really good on this team for me. I wouldn't mind Hollywood to get that week 17 correlation 6, pushing tight end, but I really don't mind pushing tight end this year. I mean, I can go 3, I can go 3 late. I can normally find a pretty good one, number 2. Any more comments, you can jump in and I'll be happy to answer them. I really don't need another running back yet. So from a tight end perspective, so Hollywood went. Let's see what this millionaire guy does. He takes Tootin. So I got sniped on Goddard last time. Let's see if I get sniped on Goddard again. Nope. All right. So Goddard over Pitts. I mean, getting Goddard at ADP, I mean, I feel like that gives you a really good quarterback. Well, he doesn't throw the ball much, but. I'm adding to my queue. Steve went with QJ. Nice upside, Kyle Williams, he drafted last time. It's not unusual. All right. Get it going by ADP. And you can see my ownerships here. Jonnu, I was at 3%. So the fact that he got traded actually works good for me. Kyle Williams also would have been someone I could have stacked with. I'm going to take Palmer here. I'm going to push. I got good running backs. I can, and there's some I can get toward the end. I've got a guy in mind for my tight end. Obviously, Hunter Henry. Bryant is up there. So not looking at Blue or Eckler or Jalen Wright I like. Braylon Allen would give me my correlation. Always Will Shipley. As I get later, I do more of this. Kind of coming on to Thielen again. The guy put up some really good points. We all act like he's going to be dead, but what if he isn't? So I'm starting to take some of him again. Tight end. I like Strange, and Pitts would be fine. All right, so I got plenty of people for my next round. Let's see what Stevie's doing. So I don't have to worry about Stevie up until I pick again. I'm not a big fan of Rashad White, but I get it. Different running back room than I normally get, but can't argue it. Can't argue any of them. Four picks away. This guy's already got 2 tight ends. This guy has none. So the snipe is definitely possible here. And it would hurt a bit too because, but he took Pitts. All right, so I've ended up with a lot of May with Hunter Henry, but I mean, it's an easy stack. So 2, 4, 6, 2. I literally can take quarterback and tight end out now. And everyone in Spike Week loves Diami Brown more than I do. So Braylon Allen would be the pick if he should make it to me. Get that Jets correlation week 17. Brees Hall's hurt. Braylon Allen goes nuclear. That would be a really good one. I like Roshan a lot at ADP. I don't mind adding to my wide receiver room. Dowdle's a guy that I just added. Chubb, Miles Sanders. There's still some running backs that I like a lot. And I can go 5 or 6 running backs on this team. I'm done at tight end. That is good enough tight end for me. And certainly New England could just blow out the Jets week 17. So if I don't get a Jet, it's not the end of the world. But Braylon Allen is there. Don't have a ton of them, but that's a no-brainer. So now I've backstacked May. I've back week 17 correlated. Knicks. So Bo Nix, I've got both Vele and Troy Franklin. I can wait on both of them toward the end. Kansas City Royals is the other one. And I could even put Elijah Mitchell in there. So I'm not really looking at my queue for the next pick as much as, so 7, 13, 15, 3 more players. So I'm probably going to make this a 2, 6, 8, 2. And I don't mind pulling up some of these correlations to get, what I want at the end here. I like Thornton. I like Slayton. I like Jarquez Hunter. ADP is pretty much meaningless when you get this late into drafts. No more questions right now. And again, you could see, use the code DAYLIGHT on myffpc.com and save $25 on your first league. I'm going to pull up Rashard Smith here. Pick 201, 15 picks early. I don't care. So now I'm done at running back. I got 2 wide receivers to come. Pretty balanced team. Got 2 mid-tier, high upside quarterbacks, first round running back, really good top 3, Spears, Allen, and Smith. I really like this running back room. Brown, McLaurin, DJ Moore, Jennings, Pittman, and Palmer. I mean, that is pretty good. Then I'm going to take 2 late shots and good enough at tight end. Definitely plausible late tight end. So I'm going to take Mitchell out of here and Hunter out of here. And I'm going to take one of Vele and Franklin here unless someone's watching and decides to snipe me. And if the other one makes it back, I'll have both. And I'll have 2 late Broncos to go with Knicks. Knicks has rushing floor. May has a rushing floor. I'm really, Royals is another guy I could take instead of Franklin or Vele. And that's really going to be what it ends up being. And there's no reason for me to get sniped here. So almost all just backstack Knicks and May. But I got quarterbacks that I really liked. So I don't have any problem with it. If I get sniped there, Ray McLeod is a guy I've been drafting. Alec Ayamanor is a guy I've been drafting. Adonai Mitchell has upside. Tesla has upside. Malik Washington is a good pick. So I really don't need to take Franklin. But he was a guy I was very high on last year. I had a lot of him. And he's not getting drafted. And, you know, if he shows out in a couple weeks, he's going to be in the 15th round again. So all these 18th round combinations, I mean, that's not a huge advantage, but it's something. Now, Moxie wants me to jump into a BBM. That would be funny to do my 3rd straight stream. I was behind, so I might actually do it. Hold on. Coming, Mox. All right, so we finished that team. Let's see if I get into a BBM. Nope, missed my mocks. All right, so we're not going to do a 3rd straight draft, but thank you very much, guys, for checking in. Again, go to myffpc.com, use the code DAYLIGHT, and save $25 on your first league.